Hello everyone, I'm Modestas and I'm from technology team. Today I'm going to present you our December release and also will try to show you some tips and tricks what you may want to do in your apps. So let's start from our updater improvements. Main improvements are selective actions like download and apply. They were missing before. So basically we have several ways to do that. One is just to download all or just apply all. Other things, if we press on this button, we will get this nice dialog, and we can selectively download one namespace only. The same goes with apply, and also the same goes with generate and deploy. One thing to mention, by default we have removed suspended bit here, so of course we can always get it back here and see it, but the point is we should stop using it and leave it only for some how to say special cases. For example, reports namespace, I can go to manage namespaces, and if I find this reports, I suspend apply download basically because with my command not ready for protection until new release, it would be my message. And in this app, when I would want to download this reports namespace, it would say that it's not ready for production, so basically it will show us a custom message. So because we have selective action to do, we don't need to use those bits anymore, just leave it for special cases. Another thing what we have introduced, you may seen it before, we have added additional skip bit. It means that if we mark this update as skipped, it will no longer be visible in this updates grid, and also it will no longer be available for downloads. Also we have added batch update control. This is standard Appframe control. You can use it in your apps as well. We have even some documentation on it. If you find data grid in Docs Omega 365, there will be some documentation about it. So basically we can use lookups, and all other fields like boolean types will be shown as checkboxes, numbers as number types, strings, and so on. So you can start using it. And also this, how it works. Basically we can update all filtered ones. Of course it will update now 5,000 records, and if we select some of them, then it will show you that it will update only 2 records. Another thing, we added download button. This download button will download this main SQL part. Basically we have done it because some of our updates, some of our update size might be 100 megabyte and above, so we really don't need to wait them to load here. We can just press download here and that's it. I can show you an example. Basically we are not showing some of the files because they might be too big. For example, this, my test case, the file size is above 100 megabytes, so we don't need to wait it here to copy paste it, so we can just press download and download it. I think that's it for our updates. Updater improvements. Let's start with continue with bundle UI improvements. I can go to bundles. We have it here. The main thing what we have changed here is UI. Now it's a bit more responsive, and it has more things, more actions we can do. Basically, if we have some empty project, we can create new folder, upload a folder. It uses HTML5 features, and also we can upload zip file. If we have some existing project, we can select folder, and as well we can upload file, folder, or zip to this folder. And also some delete actions. We can copy script tag and so on. Also in this release we're using bundles for most of our third-party libraries. We added newest high chart version. It should be, you should replace it in your templates to use this one. We added TinyMCS standalone version, which you could also you can change your CDN to this one. Just copy this one and add it into your template. Another things what we started to do, our core template was using some of third-party scripts like jQuery, Popover, Bootstrap, and similar stuff. So what we did, basically we bundled them into one script. How it looks like, we can go to site setup. I can show you. Basically we changed the Bootstrap head section and Bootstrap script section. For example, in script section there was it was loading some pick a day, cropper controls, which are third parties. So what we did, we bundled them. Also we separated some scripts into that we could load them asynchronously. So it has async attribute, and this gives some performance boost because we don't need, for example, date picker control to be visible on page load, because it will be available when user clicks on it, but we don't need that on page load. And also some other third-party scripts in bundle libs. If we go to Bootstrap head section, you may see that here we had the 4 scripts. We bundled them into one. Also we had some CSS files, and some of them, basically all of them, we also want to load them asynchronously. It's a pity that styles don't have such attribute like scripts async tag, so we're using this technique to load them asynchronously. Basically this bundling and styles async loading gives us some extra points in Lighthouse report. Another thing of the breaking changes I would like to show you is we have added this placeholder render polyfill scripts. What it does, it detects if browser is Internet Explorer and only then loads the script. And also we removed all polyfills from our core scripts. In core scripts we had some small extra functions for Internet Explorer to work correctly. So if you are not using Bootstrap template, Bootstrap head section, you should add this if you want to support Internet Explorer 11. This is marked. Sorry, I will just refresh a page. This is marked as breaking change here, so you can read more about it. Also, if we started to talk about breaking changes, additional breaking changes is that in our core assemblies we updated Newtonsoft version to version 12. We have added script which will update all references for code modules. So if a code module does not have any other references to some assemblies, then it's okay. But if it has some references to your assemblies which are using lower Newtonsoft versions, you may need to rebuild it. I mean, open an assembly, change Newtonsoft version, and upload new assembly, and also to reload code module. Uh, Another thing worth to be mentioned here is scheduler fixes. You no longer need, for example, if you are working with async jobs or queues, and those queues are using some custom code modules or async analyzers, you needed to basically reload up domain for them to start working in scheduler. Now it should be handled by framework. You don't need to do that anymore. Also, new thing is async jobs. Maybe not everyone is aware of that. We have some documentation article on it. You can close this one. It's you can find it under scheduler job scheduler. Example of async job. If we have implemented this async job, it's available in the scheduler to be picked up. For example, this async auto updater uses that. So basically we can have it in scheduler and it will trigger this our async job how we want it in our predefined sequence. Yeah, so like I said, you can read about it here, how to set up it and so on. Let's move on. Finally, we did some VCF and remoting fixes. Basically, it was not working with Windows authentication. Now it should be okay. So if you are using it, you should really take it in. We have changed the QA namespace ownership to STI department. Basically, they're doing a great job, so let's let them do it. And also we have changed origin to PIMS dev, so we are no longer producing updates for QA namespace. This I will leave for the end. Yeah, it's general message just saying that you can go always to workflow item register, filter out this milestone and see all the changes, bug fixes, what we did. I have search article. We can get it here. It's also already available here. Basically, what I can tell about it, it's not fascinating article. It's just doing an Appframe search, and beside Appframe search, he can show you also a code. Why I want to explain it in more details. If you open this article, you can find an example how to create data object from stored procedure. So basically, we do it here. These results we are getting from stored procedure. We are doing Appframe search with stored procedure, and also additional stored procedure to get this data asynchronously. So basically, our first procedure, Appframe search, gives us only this result. I mean all findings. And when we change index, it downloads content here. We could do it in one call only, but sometimes our search might be of 1000 records, and it may contain some assemblies which size might be really big, and we would really feel this performance impact, and we will need to wait much longer. So yeah, so if you want to create a data object from stored procedure, you can open this article, the search results. Basically what we do here, we define our fields, we create a data handler which handles all requests we do, and basically we are not using standard one. There's a new fdata object data handler. It expects object as results, so that's why we can pass directly our procedure results. Yeah, so here we define our data object. We just have here fields. We define that max records is 200, and also we use the same data handler. We need to expose this to be as a global object. Also, we enable use view model. I will tell you about it a little bit later. And of course, we are just refreshing data source. In the beginning, it will be just empty records, and that's it. Another thing, what we do, we attach on before execute event for our search procedure. We're adding some overlays that we are waiting for results. So if we go here and just write some tests, we can see some searching overlay. Yeah, so that's we do on before execute. On success, we are taking data what we get here, and we're using this data handler method to update data. So we're just passing our results, and the rest will be handled by this data object handler. And of course, complete will just hide our overlay. Another thing what I did not mention, we are using we're using declarative binding for our search procedure. So we are not writing code which is, for example, here we don't have this code, but instead we are using markup for that. So what we do, we just define our scope for procedure. In this case, it's proc if search, and we are defining data parameters. So one data parameter db object in assemblies, and so on. And also important thing to mention, we have a data action attribute execute, which basically does this execution. This thing about view model, I didn't mention in the beginning. It's really handy method. It transforms our data object to data object view model, and in this case we can have extra fields which do not depend on our handler. So these could be some async loaded fields, or like in our case we are loading this code separately asynchronously. So we can go here. So basically what we do, we push our procedure get code gets actual code and extension. Extension is used for this nice Monaco editor. Yeah, so what we need to do on current index change, we are executing procedure, and we are sending some parameters and getting actual code. So basically what we can do, we just take current row and update field code with our with code which we get. That's how we can see this code here. Yeah, and I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.